All right, today we listening to Doc Quill. You know, congrats to Doc Quill. Every time I make a video on him, he always get another 1,000. So he just hit 13,000 and he about to hit 14,000. Like he's doing crazy numbers. I don't know how he's having so much growth, but I need to get on this side of YouTube. So without further ado, let's get into it. 5 Reasons Why Gay Men Stay Single by Doc Quill Dante. If you don't know him, excuse me. Hold on. This is my time. Stop. If you don't know him, he's a YouTuber. So without further ado, let's get into his videos.
I need me 6 foot plus.
Already starting off wrong. I never get this. Like, you can't. Why we always start off with height? Why? Why is it always a height thing?
You got to be working out.
I just want somebody who, at first, I think looks attractive. Maybe to some people, height is attractive, but to me, I go off figure, and then I go off face, and then from face I go off other things like eyes, nose, teeth, making sure you have all your limbs, and stuff like that. And then from there we can filter through. But for height to be the first thing, I don't know. I think that's very, very interesting.
Gotta have tattoos. You gotta be dark skinned. I don't like talking to light skinned shit.
Bye, bitch. Bag, bitch.
Bitch, you know that. You know that.
You want Big Frankie at this point.
Okay, anyways. So, also you have to have something going for yourself. You just can't be broke. That's it.
I respect his opinion. I respect his choices. He knows what he wants, and he's gonna hopefully stick to it. Definitely on the broke part. I mean, you can build, but we have to have some sort of foundation. I feel the same about that. Shouts out that.
Thing like booty crack. As you guys can see by the title, we're about to talk about. Well, I'm asking.
This is a new look. I've never seen him with this. This is very interesting. Looking like a designer. I fuck with this look.
Question: why is it that a lot of us gay men are single? I thought of 5 things that I personally think that it's like why we are single, and it kind of comes from my experience, and most importantly just some of my knowledge of like what I think. If you guys like have like other things y'all feel like, you know, as to why we are single, feel free to put it in our comment section. For those of you that are new here, hit the subscribe button for me. I really appreciate that. I'm on the way to 1K, so yeah.
Wow, he went from 1K to 13, almost 14K. And when did this come out? 2 years ago. The grind is heavy. The grind is heavy. From 2 years to now. Wow, pretty good.
But number 1, childhood trauma. I had to sit back and think about this because I feel like childhood trauma has a lot to do with why we all are single. All of us grew up in different households where like some families, they accepted us right away. Some families didn't. Some of us came out when
I've never had childhood trauma, so I don't know how that feels. But for gay people to have childhood trauma where people accept them or not, coming out could be a very hard thing to do, especially if you have a family who's anti-gay. That's very hard. And you'll be in the closet for a long time, so I guess that's very true. Very true.
we were.
But my family is we're openly accepting of gay people, and yeah, like, you know, you're gay. If you try to hide it in a closet, or you try to, you know, try to hide it, it's fine. But if you were to say, hey, I'm gay, we're not gonna be like, no, you can't be gay. Nah, not in this household. We're more like, okay, it's fine. Oh, good for you. We're more of like a positive people. Good for you. Finally, you found someone or something like that. Like jokingly, of course. We just want people to find people to be happy with and to support. You know, I don't care if you date a man or a woman or anything in between. Just as long as that person is helping you become a better person. That's all I care about.
Asked, and some of us came out because we kind of felt like we was forced to. Either way, we all have our own story of how we came out, And I felt like it just affected us, and it kind of includes our childhood trauma. A lot of families don't accept the fact they don't accept the whole gay.
I'm looking at the turtleneck, and I think he needs like a brooch or something, like on the neck or on the actual chest. Like if he had like something gold or a gold chain or something. Not a gold chain, not a gold chain, but a gold brooch. It go a long way.
Thing. They don't accept none of that. It's really hard for us to comprehend when it's time for us to get out here and date, because you're not mentally there yet to love a person when you don't fully love yourself. So
Right.
I feel like that's another reason why a lot of guys, like when you meet them and they be like, oh, I'm not looking for nothing right now. Some of that has a lot to do with childhood trauma. That's
Right.
my only example that I have of as far as like childhood trauma, like just based off of how you were raised or how your family were towards gay people. Whether you know it or not, that should affect you, because you are gay. Whether it affects you in a good way or a bad way. But I feel like that's another reason why we are just single. Like childhood trauma, we got to deal with it. We have to go to therapy for it. We have to talk to somebody about it. It's just a whole lot of shit. But that's number one, childhood trauma. Number two, hookup culture. I can attest to hookup culture because I used to be in it. And no shame.
I don't know about gay people, but I'm only going to speak on single people, and I'm only going to speak on myself. Single culture is mainly because we're young, man. We're young. We don't know what we want. So you got to go out there and you got to figure out what you want. And a lot of times you're going to miss. So that's why most men are single. Or a lot of men don't even attempt to because they're scared of getting rejected or missing. But hey, if you want something, you're probably not going to be successful the first time at it. You shoot a basketball, you're probably not going to make it in if you never had any experience shooting a basketball. It's repetition. Get your reps in. Long story short, if you want a good girl or if you want the girl you want, you may have to bump against the girls that you don't want. You got to figure out what you don't want to know what you want. You know? I hope I explained that well.
Baby, whenever I wanted the dick, I got it. Sex is so easily accessible. Like you can get sex anywhere. It's crazy. Like all you gotta do is download Grindr or Jack, and baby, you can get dick or some ass right away. But hookup culture is really big in the gay community, and I feel like the reason why it's like that is because, like, I don't know, we just grew up into like a heterosexual world where like all you see is a boy and a girl making out, or all you see is a heterosexual couple on your TV, growing up as a kid. So it's just like we didn't really get to see like the gay side of things. Mind you, we are gay, so it's just like when it's like like once we get up age, we ready to have sex, like, and then like a lot of us, we just have high sex drives, and that's another reason as to why we just don't really date.
Again, I think that's more of just younger men. Younger men tend to have higher sex drives than middle-aged to older men. So that may be the cause too, because I think in not single, why did I say single? Dang it, it's blanking. Me when it's not just in homosexual culture. So it's just, again, it's just you're young, man. You're gonna have a high sex drive.
Like that, like. When I was looking around, sorry y'all if I keep putting on this thing. It's my first time wearing this turtleneck, and I'm trying to step it up my YouTube channel. A lot of guys look at it as if like, well, shit, if I can get sex, I mean, I really don't want a relationship with anybody. And a lot of guys don't want to deal with with the work that comes with it. A lot of guys describe it as it being stressful, and I get it. Number three, the gay community being small. Now, in my personal opinion, I feel like it's not small. I feel like the gays that are out and that's proud and accept themselves, you gonna look at it as small because it's not a lot of guys that's out here doing that. It's a lot of guys that's on the down low with it. That's why I feel like the gay community is small, but it's not at the same time, because I feel like it's oversaturated with a lot of men that just don't want to come out. You have some men that just never gonna come out, and you have the other kinds of men that are on their way to come out, but they just need time. Like, they just need time. But I personally do feel like the gay community is small. Like, I will have to break it down to that, because...
Well, he just said he doesn't think it's small earlier, but now he's saying it is small. So I'm confused. Is it or isn't it small? I don't understand this. Uh, but I'm gonna put my 2 cents in. I'm gonna put my hat in the ring. I agree with what he said. Um, I think that the gay community is very big, but you only see people who are openly out and accepting. You don't see the people who are down low because they're down low. It's not as big as it could be. It is very big though. Um, Me personally, we in my town we have and, they have Pride Month, but we have an entire week dedicated to Pride. We even have festivities going on downtown. We have I want to say like a concert. We have 2 days of concerts, Saturday and Sunday for it. So, I mean, no, actually Friday, Saturday. Excuse me. So, I don't. I think it's pretty big of a thing.
It's this dude, it's this guy that I'm friends with, right?
It's
I know
exploding,
when we
actually.
had first met or whatever, we was on the phone, we was on FaceTime, and we was talking about like, not like we wasn't really talking about the guys we slept with, but I don't know, it kind of led up to that conversation. And make a long story short, he done named 3 boys that I fucked, and I named him 3 boys, and he fucked them too. So it's just like the gay community, it's just super small, and it's
Oh, maybe in his community, the gay community is small. Maybe, but in mine, it's very large.
sex world and all that, because somebody that has somebody, like it's just that small, honestly. Um, so I just think that's like a good example to say for that one. But yeah, y'all, my lightning is going in and out, but we're gonna just roll with the punches. Number 4, as to why we are all single, positions, sex positions to be exact. I can't even tell y'all as many great dudes that I ran into and they wanted to get to know me, and then we get to the conversation about sex, and then it's like, oh, I'm a bottom too, and then it's just like, damn, it ain't gonna work. Like people call it what, bumping purses, but I feel like we all miss out on like great opportunities with guys.
I was not expecting a
And it's
hairbrush.
super hard saying that, and it sounds super hypocritical saying that, because I will literally cut you off if you tell me you're a bottom. Like, I will friend zone you quick. Like, it's so many of my friends that are my friends now, they're all bottoms, because I just cannot see myself like having intercourse with you. And like, I know it's a thing where like you could compromise, but sometimes you really want just that, and you can't really get just that because a person wants
Right.
just that as well. So
Right.
you gotta compromise and everything like that. I don't know. I feel like it's possible for that to happen.
I think for the right person, that Quell will compromise, but he just haven't met that right person. He's met people that he liked and stuff like that, but when that right person comes, and when that right person comes and they say, yeah, I'm a bottom, but I'm willing to change, he'll probably change. I mean, most people are willing to give in to some stuff, give and take to most people are give and take with the person that they like. Hey, yeah, perfect example. There's some stuff I don't like when my girlfriend does. Same thing. My girlfriend doesn't like when I do certain things. But I like her, so I'm willing to give and take with her. You know? Let's get back into the video.
But I feel like I just need to grow up a little bit more for me to understand that. But me personally, as of now, I'm 22 years old. I just would rather deal with the top than the bottom, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't feel like compromising right now, and I'm being honest, I really don't. I don't have the time for it. I don't want to, but that's just me being transparent. I honestly do hope that my mindset change over time, but as of right now,
Don't worry. Time grants wisdom. You'll change. You'll change. Most people will change because you'll be more open to things with time.
I'm sticking to my truth, and right now I'm going to say that I'm going to date guys that are tops. Period. That's just how I am right now. That's the space that I'm in right now, and I'm going to embrace that until otherwise. And the last one, I feel like a lot of us, while we are all single, is because of internalized homophobia. Let's get into this topic, because I be on TikTok, and I'm gonna show y'all some clips.
First, I need me 6 foot plus.
Now here's what I can't stand about our community. And you don't see this repeated in any other community ever. It's only a us thing. Y'all got a tendency of browbeating people into progression. You shouldn't want this because of heterosexual norms. You shouldn't want this because of internalized homophobia. You shouldn't want this. You shouldn't want that. You shouldn't want this. Listen, my preferences at 18 are nowhere where they are at 28. They
Right.
had to evolve
Right.
naturally. This boy looks all of 12 years old. He will see that that type that he's going after is not all it's cut out to be.
Exactly.
And y'all need to let him have that experience. Stop telling people what they supposed to like and what they not supposed to like.
Exactly. Again, like I was saying prior, age grants wisdom. Again, he's gonna obviously Daquel's young. He's 22. When he becomes 32, his changes. You're obviously gonna change. Your taste in people will change. Him at 12 versus him at 22, he looks at people differently. It's life. It's humans in general. So, just don't rush it. Just do you. Let's get back into it.
A lot of guys that be on there and they be like
Don't rush
expressing their preferences, and that's what I looked at. I looked at it as it being a preference. Like, you know, a person don't want a fat person, or a person don't want a person that act feminine. But then I had to sit and think about it. Like, well, hold on, why you don't want why you're so picky about characteristics, their appearance. Now you're kind of judging them off of how they act. And it's just like, okay, you dealing with a lot of internalized homophobia. And I was reading some comments and I was researching or whatever. And basically what it means is, you know, like, we just grow, we like I said, it kind of deals with childhood trauma. Like, having your brain that being gay is not a good thing. So you only want to go for a guy that looks a certain way and that acts a certain way. Like, you only want a guy that acts masculine because that's all you saw growing up.
Right.
So that's what attracts you, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then again, I just feel like it has a lot to do with internalized homophobia. I just feel like all men, straight guys, we all have feminine tendencies. You may not know it,
True.
or you may not see it, or it's.
I think everybody has feminine tendencies, but everybody also has masculine tendencies as well. I agree. 100%.
It may not be visible for everybody else, but me personally, I feel like a lot of us have a lot of feminine traits with with all of us. But yeah, a lot of guys do not. They don't do it. And I get it as far as the nails and hair. If that's not your thing, that's cool. Stand on that. But it just becomes a problem when you start to involve like a personality into stuff, like, oh, you can't act this way, or you can't do this and that and third. Like, that's weird to me. I just think that has a lot to do with internalized homophobia, and I will go more into depth with that, but I think I'm gonna just leave that at that. I was talking to my mom the other day, and I was telling her, cause like growing up, I always had this thing in my head where like I was gonna get married, I was gonna have kids, I was gonna do this and that third with my significant other. And I'm 22 years old now, and like I said, I've been in the dating world for a very long time, in and out. And I just come to the conclusion that I don't, not saying I don't want that for myself anymore, but I'm not having my hopes up. I'm not having my hopes high for it anymore. So
Pause. This is a perfect example. This is him now when he's 22. When he's 32, his changes will change. I mean, how he feels now, his preferences will change. Everything will change. Right now, you're 22. You're young. Life. Some would say you're at the prime of your life. Of course, you would not want to settle down. You would not want to start a family right now. You want to focus on other things, like success, right? That's why he's doing the YouTube channel thing now. And that's smart. That's the path of life that all humans, especially in the past couple of decades, have been doing. Their 20s, they focus on their career. The 30s or 40s, they kind of settle down. Higher 20s to early 30s, they settle down. He's doing all the stuff that's right. I mean, what more do you have to say? Just keep doing it. You, Daquel. I mean,
like, I will be content if it never happens, because I was doing my research, and I think it was back in 2015 or 16, or probably earlier or later than that. Gay marriage just got legalized. So like, I feel like it's not even gonna be a normal thing I think centuries from now it'll be normalized, but as of right now, it's still fresh, it's still new. So a lot of men are probably still hesitant on getting married with another man. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm just in a space where I'm just not getting my hopes up for it. I'm just going to enjoy my life for what it is, and whatever happens, happens. Thanks, stay right here. Continue to be great, and yeah, I gotta go. Peace.
Very good video, amazing video by Dequel. 10K, 2 years. This needs more views. This is very, very good video. This is a very nice video. I like the turtleneck. I like the appearance. It's amazing. I learned a lot of stuff that I didn't know about the community and why the gay stay single. Closing statements. Obviously, Daquel is young, so he'll be different from. He'll have a different take than a 35 or 45-year-old when it comes to being a gay man in society, and being a single gay man at that. I do believe that in the gay community, hookups are higher. You have more successful hookups, especially when you're younger, because everybody's young and everybody has high sex drives. But when you're about 30 or 40, you tend to change. I literally seen the shift of me when I entered my mid-20s. My changes in values of women are different, and how I view them, and how I want my significant other, my woman, to be. Like, of course I want a beautiful woman. Like, when I was younger, I just wanted a beautiful woman who had, fat ass, titties and stuff like that, just to be brash. But now that I'm older, I want not only an attractive woman. She doesn't have to have the biggest titties or a BBL or something like that. That's perfectly. You don't have to have that. I just want a girl who I like physically, who I like mentally, emotionally, and we connect on a spiritual level, and we have good communication. Anything else we can build. We can build how we both cook food. We can build how we want each other to clean some stuff. We can build on how our financials will be. We can build a family. But yeah, my change over time, he will change. You just got to give it time. Time grants wisdom. That's the message of the day. Time grants wisdom. Thank you for watching. I'm a jigjtt, and that's been the end of the video. Peace out. Bye.